Howdy, y'all. My name is Phil from Philbilly Games, and I am so excited that you're here with me today. We have some big news to cover, but before we do that, a few quick reminders. First off, I'm looking a little scraggly, all right? So don't judge me. I need a shave. It's been a weekend. I've been so busy. We have kids in softball and track, and I just don't have the time. So you're gonna have to deal with this, okay? Also, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. That helps me grow my reach. And that like button, give me the thumbs up, and feel free to put a comment in. All that helps the algorithm, and again, just helps me to grow my reach as an organization, as a business. So I'd love to grow Philbilly Games. I made a bet with my daughter that I could get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We don't really have a full bet, but I want to show her that I can do it. I want to beat her, all right? So help me out. Hit that subscribe button. Also, I have a Discord. If you haven't joined that yet, please do so. You'll find the description or the link to man, I can't talk today. My words, blah. All right, let me start that over, to back it up a little bit. I have a Discord. Feel free to join that Discord by finding the link in my description of the video as well as the channel. There we go, nailed it. All right, and in that Discord, you'll be able to have conversation with other people that love Magic the Gathering, that love other trading card games. And if you go to the announcement section in that channel, you'll be able to find access to lots of discounted products, including Magic the Gathering. I have League of Legends, Riftbound, I couldn't think of the name. Riftbound in there that's coming. I get secret layers in for Magic the Gathering. I'm looking to hopefully at some point carry some Lorcana, but check that out. I get pre-orders at pretty good pricing because I have contact through a distributor, and I try to get that pricing as best as I can over to you to beat market price. So you get a deal, I get a deal, we both benefit, all right? So check out the Discord. Also, you'll find a link in that same description for my TCG Player Pro site. My TCG Player Pro site, not the marketplace where everybody can find, but the pro side where you have to follow the link to get to. It has all of my singles at or really close to market price. All right, so you'll be able to find a good deal through there, buy from a seller that you know and you can trust, but check that out as well. All right. So we're going to get rolling. We have a lot to cover. I'm going to try to keep this as short and sweet as possible. But this weekend is MagicCon Las Vegas. And if you don't know what a MagicCon is, it's really just a convention about magic. And Las Vegas is a big one. This is usually where they preview a lot of upcoming news. And that's what they've done on Friday. And so I'm a little late to the game. I had a lot going on yesterday, but we're going to cover it today. And there is a lot going on. There's panels that you can attend there where they preview new sets that are upcoming. They'll show some of the cards. They'll talk a little bit about the products. And so we've got a little bit of a sneak peek for the next 3 sets. And we're going to go through that. I'm not going to read every card that we come across, but I just really want to show you what's coming. You can pause the video and read some of those for yourself. But I also want to do a shout out to Star City Games. You'll see that here on my screen. Star City Games offers, they'll buy cards, they sell cards, they have a lot of great content. So shout out to Star City Games for this great article that we're going to utilize to kind of recap what was talked about yesterday. All right. So I'm going to kind of scroll through here. In the next set that we're going to be tackling, that's going to be coming soon. I don't know. It's been a weekend. All right, coming soon is our Marvel Superhero set. All right, Marvel Superheroes is Universe Beyond. I know everybody has opinions, and I actually love Marvel Universes Beyond, Universes Beyond in general. I know there's a lot of people that don't like non-Magic IP being in their game. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Personally, I really enjoy it. Some I like more than others just because I like some IPs more than others. I do really love Marvel, so I'm excited to see more from this set. I'm a little surprised as this is the next set coming, and they really didn't preview much at all. They previewed more for The Hobbit, which is after this, as well as Reality Fracture. We'll talk about both of those. But they did not show a whole lot for Marvel yet. So I'm assuming very soon here we're going to see a lot previewed, maybe even at this MagicCon Las Vegas. Maybe they'll show some more before it's over. I don't know. But I'm going to show you what we do have. All right, so we have some art here. And if you remember, in Spider-Man, we got the Soul Stone. And so this is the second Infinity Stone. And this is the Mind Stone, the white one. All right. And so we have the Mind Stone. We have the main set version here. You'll see the borderless version, which still is a very hard to get, very expensive version of the Mind Stone. And then finally, the headliner. And the headliner, you'll notice it's not serialized, but they are extremely rare. The Soul Stone from Spider-Man, I don't remember where it peaked, but I mean, it was tens of thousands of dollars, if I'm not mistaken. Very expensive and very hard to find. So the Mind Stone, same exact kind of art, different color stone, obviously, but the card art, the pop-out foiling here, I think it's double rainbow foiling, which I don't really know what that looks like. But anyways, beautiful card. I know it's kind of hard to tell from this image, but all three versions. So the Mind Stone will be in there. That's going to be one of the big chase cards, I think. Actually, I like the Soul Stone a little bit better than the Mind Stone. I think this one's a little less powerful, but still very playable. I also thought this was a little odd. So there's lots of cards they could preview, but they previewed not many cards, and two of them were both Vision. So it's interesting. We got just the basic Vision, all right, 4-cost artifact. I'll let you read through that. But we also have Vision Synthezoid Avenger, another 4-cost artifact. But this is the extended art version of this card. And so 2 versions of the Vision. And that's really it. They didn't really give us much beyond that yet. And so they gave us some art, but that's kind of surprising to me considering this is the next set. And you'll see here at the bottom, it releases on June 26th. So I'm assuming very quickly we will be getting more information on this set. My numbers reported to distribution, I can't think. I'm telling you, it's been a really long weekend. We've had softball games and track meets and all the things. I'm exhausted. But my numbers have to be reported, I think, by Monday to my distributor source for Marvel superheroes. Typically, the big previews, most of the big stuff starts coming out after those numbers are due. And so I'm assuming here in the next few days, we will probably start to hear more about this set. We also are getting The Hobbit, all right? And so The Hobbit does not have any commander decks, which surprises me a little bit that there's not at least one, or that they're not reprinting some of the commander decks in this set from the previous Lord of the Rings. Maybe they'll do a reprint of those commander decks alongside this, maybe? I don't know. But there's no commander deck on this, but it does look like a fantastic set. It is a smaller set, so it's not as big as some of the normal Magic sets, but there's some great cards in here. And again, I'm not going to read through all of them, but we have an Unexpected Party, and you'll see there's the main set card, and then there's the Secret Lair symbol here, which is also works with promos. So we have a promo from Magic Presents. We have Tom Burton William, the main set, extended, and promo from Gen Con. And then I want to pause here for a second. So we have my Precious, and there's the main set, and then there's something called the Dragon Horde frame. Now, just personal opinion, I don't like this frame. The Dragon Horde frame is not my jam. Maybe you'll really love it. Maybe it'll look beautiful in foil. I don't know, but this is not my jam. But Precious, still a great card, kind of the Hobbit version of The Ring. And I will say that I have not read The Hobbit. I don't know a ton about it. And so if you're watching and you're a huge Hobbit fan, I apologize. I don't have the knowledge. And so I'm not going to try to dig deep into lore. But I think I have heard that this ring is kind of the version that you see in The Hobbit compared to the Lord of the Rings. All right, so we have my Precious. We have Riddles in the Dark, new card, main set, extended, and a promo from Magic Spotlight, The Hobbit. We have a Wood Elves. All right. And we have Bilbo Luckware, again, with a Dragon Horde frame version. Now, here we go, though. This is what I want to get to. Smaug the Magnificent. Now, I am kind of digging the Dragon Horde frame on this card because it is a dragon. It looks a little better. I'm not hating it on this one. But all that to be said, this one right here, the headliner, the gleaming gold Smaug the Magnificent. I love this card. Like, not only is it a fantastic card itself, like the use of the card, but the version of this, I can't imagine what this must look like in foil. Like, this looks like the name here probably pops out a little bit. This is going to be so stinking hard to get, though. I'm sure it's going to be so expensive to purchase if you don't open one. But I do want to read this card. So Smog the Magnificent, we have 2 colorless, a red and a red, for a 4/3 legendary creature, dragon, flying haste. When Smog attacks, he deals damage equal to the number of treasures you control to any target. And at the beginning of your upkeep, create a treasure token. Treasure decks are going to love this card. This is going to be such a chase card to add to any treasure deck, but I am so excited about this one. Another one I'm excited about is this art, all right, the book cover art. So this is the Arkenstone, which again, I don't have a ton of knowledge of the Hobbit, so I'm not going to try to go into any details on what I think this is, but the Dragonhorde frame looks okay with this. It's fine, I guess, but these book cover arts, oh my gosh, the J.R.R. Tolkien book cover arts look fantastic. So I am so excited to see these in person. I'm excited to see what all cards are going to be made using this frame, but oh my gosh, so cool. We have Bilbo, Thief in the Night, again with a Dragonhorde frame version. And then another book cover art, Thorin Mountain King. Again, fantastic, love this. You may not, I do. I want those for sure in my collection. Now, you already see what we have here. This is the One Ring. You either love it or you hate it. I like it personally. I think it's a fun card. I know it's not always fun to play against. It's way overpowered. Totally understand that, and I agree. Now, there are going to be some reprints from the past Lord of the Rings sets. They're going to be put, you'll see here, in this set as a box topper. So it'll be a little harder to get. It's not like there's going to be a ton of them, right? The one thing I don't like, though, is the art on this. And I've heard some controversy already that if you look at the former One Ring next to this, it's pretty much the same thing. They just mirrored it and they changed the background a little bit. There's so many other art options you could go with. I don't like that they used a very slightly different, worse version of the original One Ring card and just remade it. Not my jam. I would actually rather have the original one than this one, but hey, it's another option. If you don't own one, great. Or if you're a collector, I know that some people worry that the One Ring price is going to plummet. I don't think it will. I think by them printing in this one, that's probably good security that they're not going to ban it in Commander, and hopefully. And 2, there's not going to be that many. Since it's a box topper, the odds of getting a One Ring are low. I don't think it's going to knock the prices down at all myself. And some of the other reprints you can get in the box topper are the Tom Bombadil and Sauron the Dark Lord. I'm sure there'll be plenty of other options, but that's 3 of them. Just a quick view of some of the lands. So we have the full art lands. These are nice. I like these. I'm not a fan of like the silhouette. I wish the characters were a little more seen. I wish they were a little bigger, a little more prominent in the picture. But nice art. I enjoy it. It's good. I do love these though. So the full art seasonal Hobbit lands. This is just the plains. They haven't shown any of the other ones yet. But I do like these. They remind me of the Bloomburrow, like Three Tree City. You can have the different seasons. I think that's cool. I think these will be really nice. I think they'll be collectible. I'm excited to see what the other ones look like as well. So here is, all right, here is the lineup of products. And we have our normal play boosters as always. We have our our collector boosters, which I'm sure will be $1 zillion. It's a Lord of the Rings set, right? So these will be at a premium. We have our pre-release, our bundles, our draft night, which if you're not familiar with draft night, this is a newer product, but it basically, if I'm not mistaken, it allows for 4 people, and 4 people get enough product, enough play boosters to draft. And then there's a collector booster in there that goes presumably to the winner, or maybe they just get first picked and everybody gets to pull some cards from the collector booster pack, however you want to do it. But it can be a fun little thing if you have a pod that you want to play a little bit of draft with. We also have 2 scene boxes. Not my jam with the scene boxes. I feel like there's usually not a lot of value in these most of the time, but there are some pretty art. If you want to display that, if you really like the art in this set, I think it could be a great option. They're usually not too overly expensive unless they randomly happen to throw in some really powerful card. We have the gift bundle. Gift bundle is typically released after the sets, And they normally have some play boosters, a collector booster in there, a special spin down. That could be nice to have. The boxes, you'll see I have some boxes in the back from some gift bundles, and I actually kind of like the boxes. They're pretty sturdy, and some of them, the art looks really great. So they're kind of a nice pickup. And then we have a new product. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. This is called the Battle of Five Armies Co-op Kit. And this reminds me a little bit, they haven't released any information, but I'm assuming it's similar to the Turtles Team Up, where it's you and 3 friends, or how many does it say on here? Play as a team, free for all, Battle of Five Armies, so maybe it's 5 players. I don't know, they haven't really talked much about it, but you work together against a common enemy, usually like an NPC kind of thing. And I have not played the Turtles Team Up, though I'm interested in it. I've heard some great things. So it'll be interesting to see this. This doesn't actually come out till 2027. And so we'll have to wait a little while. I'm sure we'll hear more about that in the future. So again, Wood Elf reprint, main set, a promo. And then there's this, the Borderless Dwarven Language cards. And this is, I think, an Arcane Signet, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not a fan of cards that have language that I can't read. So I think of the Phyrexian language cards. And I think it's cool as a collector, but if I'm going to play it in my deck, I want to be able to read my card, and I want my opponent to know what I'm playing. I think that just makes the game more streamlined and easier for everyone. But it looks cool. Maybe this is for you. It's not for me. If I opened one, not that I wouldn't collect it and put it away somewhere, but I don't think I would sleeve it. And the set comes out on August 14th. All right, so our final set that we want to cover from yesterday's news is Reality Fracture. This is what I'm most excited about, honestly. Reality Fracture is the next Magic IP set that's coming. And in this set, this is kind of a what-if type set. And you're going to see different versions from different realities, different timelines of Marvel, oh my gosh, of Magic characters. All this Universes Beyond is making my brain hurt, right? It all kind of intertwines. But you'll see Magic characters from different times, different streams of reality that are going to kind of mix all into one. So you see Garuk here, the normal version that we're used to, and then the one with the chain veil, Liliana's chain veil here. So kind of like a dark version of him. And you'll see, right here's what I'm talking about. So our normal Chandra, who's red, fire, right? And then we have like an Elsa Chandra over here, the ice. And this is very interesting to me, but Mark Rosewater talked about every pack is going to have at least one set of character. I don't know if it's just characters or if we're looking at more beyond that. I don't know if they really dug into that, but you're going to see, so specifically, if you get Chandra Torch of Defiance, in that same pack, you'll also get Chandra Chill of Compliance together. So you'll actually get 2 different reality versions of each character, of one character in a pack. And so they're going to kind of link them together. I don't know how that's going to work. Hopefully their printing process is good enough that that's going to be consistent. I feel like there's definitely going to be some packs that end up where that doesn't happen, even though it should. I don't know. Maybe it will. Maybe they've really nailed it. But I think it's a cool idea. Hopefully it works the way they expect it to. But yeah, having 2 different versions of the same card in the same pack, each pack sounds amazing. So there's the Chandra. This is the headliner. So we have the serialized headliner here, which is the Bloodline Recollector. And this is kind of the alternate reality version of the headliner we saw that had from the last Magic IP in Secrets of Strixhaven, where we got to see the Ancestral Recall tacked on this one. We say Ancestral Craving instead of Ancestral Recall. All right, and so very similar, but we have the main set, the extended, and the serialized headliner. Cool card. I think it's very powerful. I'm excited to see this come across. I think this card is going to be definitely worth quite a bit. Maybe not as much as the Smog, but a lot. And you'll see here too, this is the alternate reality version of Strixhaven, so it's called Hexhaven. You'll see the 5 different schools below there and the color combinations of each. But we have Fatehold, Theorix, Stinger Quill, Constrari, I may have butchered that, and Vigor Bloom. All right. And then we have the alternate reality version of Snapcaster Mage, the Stingcaster Mage. And we have a different frame here. You'll see the facet foil Shattered Mirror. I have a feeling that's going to look fantastic in foil. We'll have to see what that looks like, but I think it's going to be great. And here's our product lineup. So our play boosters, our pre-release, our bundles, only one commander deck. Magic has been doing some weird stuff with that, right? So I think there was lots of complaints about too many commander decks, and then I feel like they've swung the other way. So we did have 5 with Secrets of Strixhaven, but then Ninja Turtles had 1, Reality Fracture has 1, and a lot of the sets don't have any. I feel like we've almost swung the wrong direction. Somewhere in the middle to me would be great, but one commander deck, my guess is since there's only one, it's probably going to be pretty great, pretty powerful. I feel like if you're only going to do one deck, you have to kind of hit a home run, but we'll see. But I have high hopes for this. It's 4 colors too, which is pretty neat. So I'll zoom in a little bit there so you can see it. Multiverse Reforged. All right, so we have our collector boosters, we have our draft kit, and then we have another new product that releases post-set. This is our gift bundle, but this one's called the Secret Layer Bundle. They didn't really say anything about it. They were very secretive, so I'm interested to see what comes from this. I think it could be really cool, but we'll have to wait and see what's next. All right, a little bit of art there for you. Very cool. We have the white Chandra, the black Chandra. We have Jace, who this whole thing is being caused by Jace, kind of splitting realities. I have a Johnny, 2 different versions here. Chandra, Garuk, right? Oh my gosh, why am I blanking? I'm totally blanking. You know who I'm talking about. Her, all right? But I'm so great at this. I'm so great. All right, and then this set, Reality Fracture, releases on October 2nd. All right, so that's a little information. That's all that's been released so far, but we have a lot still left in MagicCon Las Vegas this weekend, so maybe some more information will release. If so, I'll cover that as well. But for now, there's some exciting things coming. I'd love for you to take some time, go down below, just pause for a second, go to the comments, and I'd love to hear your opinion. Are you excited about any of these sets? Do you hate them all? What are your thoughts? What are your comments, bad, good, ugly, on these 3 sets? Personally, I'm excited for all 3, but I think Reality Fracture is probably what I'm most excited about. I love a good what if. All right, so one last shout out to Star City Games. They made a great article here kind of summarizing everything, so that made it easy to just talk about all in one spot. So shout out to them, visit their website. But otherwise, thanks so much for being a part of my channel. Again, please subscribe, like, comment, visit that Discord, and subscribe there too if you haven't already. But I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see y'all later.